Hello everybody and welcome back to the Indoor Oasis. Today I'm going to make a video which I did promise I would make a couple of months ago, I think, well, closer to 6 months ago. I'd say I promised I'd eventually do it when the weather came around, and it is how to grow an avocado from seed. Just a seed that you would get from any avocado that you would buy at your local fresh food grocers and market and places like that. But really any supermarket will sell avocados with seeds that you likely can grow quite successfully. I will apologise to start off with for all the background noise you're probably hearing today. There is work going on everywhere. We've got a house near our house that is under construction. My annoying neighbours are screaming and making noise, and my dad, as you can probably hear that banging around in the background right now, my dad is building us a conservatory in his little breaks off of work here and there. So that's very exciting because I'm definitely going to be bringing you guys some videos from in the conservatory and how to grow ferns, because we do intend to grow quite a few ferns in there. That's exciting, but while that's getting built we have to put up with the noise. But back to the main point of today's video. This here is just an avocado I got from, I'm not 100% sure what the variety was. I think it might be a bacon avocado, I think it's called, but I'm not 100% sure. Essentially all I've done is just cut it out of the avocado like you would, being extra careful not to damage or score the seed too much. And I think you'll find when you take a avocado seed out of an avocado, it will have this brown sort of papery bark stuff. I wouldn't call it bark, but like a papery coating around it. And to speed up the germination process, I remove all of that just using my fingernail and peeling it all off. And as soon as I did that, this seed was actually already close to germinating inside the avocado, I think. Because as soon as I got all the papery stuff off, the seed split, which is a good sign because it means this will germinate quite a bit faster than it would have, because it's already fairly close. We're in sort of, I'd say, early spring now. We're not actually in early spring, but we're getting early spring weather, which is probably perfect time to be growing an avocado from seed. Hence the reason why I'm doing it now, and yeah. By the way, I also didn't make a video for a couple of weeks, I think, just because I was a bit sick, and I feel like every time I make a video, my excuse was that I was sick, but it does happen, and it has happened for the last few videos, but I'm pretty well on the road to recovery now, and yeah, so bringing you this video today. Anyway, let's get started. To start off with, just fill your pot. I'm using a fairly decent sized pot for the size of the seed. I like to give it a fairly large pot so I don't have to disturb the roots too far into, too early into its growth, sorry. Yeah, because every time you disturb the roots you gotta put the plant under a little bit of stress and increase your chance of accidentally killing it, which is never fun. It's always quite a disappointment when you accidentally kill something. So just if you give it a slightly bigger pot, you give it some more time before you have to repot it, which just allows it to acclimatise and just get used to its new environments. And then just fill your pot up with your preferred soil mix. Now, I use a mix of, I can just get some on this little shovel without spilling it everywhere. I use a mix of something like that. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's like ground up the weird sort of hair stuff and the I think a bit of the brownish coloured stuff on the outside of a coconut. So I suppose the coconut bark, I guess you could say, and it's all ground up into a fine mix, and then it's compressed, and then when you put it in water it sucks it all up like a sponge and expands, and you get a fair bit for how much it costs you as well. Lately I've been buying, I think, $2.50 little 9-litre bricks, which fills up a 9-litre bucket pretty well, and I've found that's pretty good value, and I can get a fair bit of use out of that. So I also mix it with, sometimes, I don't think I've done it for this mix, but sometimes I will mix in just regular cheap commercial potting soil, but I'm not sure if I have with this mix, because I do remember I did have a bit of a problem with white scale getting all over my plants in here, which I have got well and truly under control now after a lot of time, but I just don't really want to take the risk anymore with the potting soil I bought. It's great for out in the garden, it works fine, but in a controlled environment like this, it's not really the best. So quartz and sand I also mix in, just regular building sand. I believe the one we bought, which was intended for the building of our conservatory, but we had heaps left, and I think it had a fairly low salt content, and it was suitable for using in these sort of growing environments. And then lastly, nutrients in this soil, and the thing that gives this soil life is every time a leaf dies, obviously a not diseased one, just an old leaf or such dies in here, I throw it into my soil mix and the microbes break it down, and then it sort of helps build up the structure of it. So like, there's a breaking down leaf in here, which is fine. I'm just going to mix that in as well. So I'll just fill this up. Making a mess everywhere. Even larger things like that, as long as they're not too close to the seed, are fine when you're trying to germinate a larger seed like this. Yep, I'm making a mess everywhere. So the first thing I'm doing after this video is cleaning it up. Yay. I'm just using my hands, I think that's a lot easier. I think that's about good. If I can find the seed, I will continue this video. Oh, now that's embarrassing. It was right behind the pot. Anyway, moving on. Oh, what on earth is that? Oh, it's a leaf. I thought there was something that germinated in there. Now this is the part that tricks people up quite a bit, but it's really not that hard. If you look at your avocado seed, you'll notice it's sort of a rough egg shape, smaller at the top and larger at the bottom. That's all you've got to remember really, is that the pointy end and the smaller top goes at the top and the slightly larger end goes at the bottom, and you'll see there'll be like a rough patch around the bottom. And also if you look at the way this is cracked, it's cracked from the bottom and hasn't entirely made its way up, so that's a good indication. And then I like to just sink it in a fair way into the soil, about there, because when I water it, the soil will sink down a little bit as well. And then just keep it watered, which I will do now. By the way, I really need to purchase myself some spill trays, but for now, because I am a fan of just reusing what you've got and keeping stuff out of landfill, this is just an old screw top lid, and it does a fantastic job of being a spill tray. And really, in here it's about the plants, not about the pots and the spill trays. My somewhat disgusting looking watering can, it looks that way because I had a, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about the lawnmower, but it looks this way because I used canola oil in here to try control a spider mite issue I had, and it worked extremely well. So, but it sort of left a residue on the watering can. But anyway, like I said, it's not about looks or the tools in here, it's about the plants. So I'll just carefully water it around. As you can see, and I'll zoom you in a little bit. As you can see, it's sinking down quite a lot. I might even need to put a little bit more soil in. Just let soaking a little bit. And just as soon as you start seeing a tiny little bit of water coming out the spill tray, that pretty much means it's time to stop. Yep, and there we are. And yeah, I don't think I have to top that up. I think that's pretty good. I will keep you up to date with the progress of this avocado. I have grown avocados in here before, like I stated, but one of them, I think when I went away to Tasmania, didn't do too great, so I moved it into a pot under our veranda, which will be growing in the conservatory, and it is putting out new growth everywhere and doing extremely well. But I still want one in here because they're a truly beautiful plant. If you just take a look at the foliage, look it up, Google is your friend, you'll probably be sold and want to try this out. I might even be able to get a picture of one for the thumbnail, I don't know, depending on copyright and things. I might have a picture somewhere. But yeah, that's about it. I will eventually, possibly even in a couple of days, do a video on how to grow an avocado in water, which I have done before, but I do prefer the soil method. I've found it's a little less touch and go and it's a lot more straightforward, and I've had a lot more luck doing it. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Sorry about the lawnmower once again, and yes, I will see you whenever the next video is. I don't have a schedule, I don't like having a schedule, so just, yeah, occasionally I just pop up with a video. Surprise. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.